Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. This time we're going to be talking about some things that are coming up, some hype. What do we think's coming? Right? So nothing that we've got some stuff from the blogs before that we can kind of, have you been saving up? Did you ignore it? Do you think it's ever coming? Is magic ever coming? Maybe. Yeah, I think she's still going to come. I mean, we still got, I don't know, Thanksgiving, any December holidays, Christmas that you might celebrate. So we'll see. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, notification bell, subscribe, all that kind of thing. If you're looking for future content, Discord's the easiest way to follow along. But anyway, yeah, let's go check some of this stuff out.
Bring me WolverThor!
Halloween, right? So right now it's the 25th, Halloween week. So I'm excited for that. We haven't had any official announcements yet. I'm very much thinking that we will. I don't know what it's going to be necessarily, but I do think, and I won't elaborate too much, but on the other video that I had about that, I did think that we were going to get some sort of event where we can kind of run around and do things. We've gotten the Dormammu one, we've got Invasion now, so we'll see how that kind of all shakes out. And on top of that, this week, you know what it is?
It's my birthday!
Right? You know what that means? Do that one more time.
It's my birthday!
Have send. Hope you come visit. So yeah, all kidding aside, yes, it is my birthday. So I'm excited. I always big into Halloween, events, stuff like that. Not that that's anything related to this game or that there will be anything in the game for that, but I am looking forward to Halloween because I always am. So we'll see what that event is coming in. I do think we're going to get a November patch, maybe December one as well. It seems like they seem to be doing these things monthly. I expect that trend to continue. The different things that we could see and we're hoping for. There's a lot of stuff in the game that I want to have fixed, but one of the things that I want to focus on mainly is like new game modes. So, we've obviously got Invasion. Is there going to be more Invasion? I personally think that we'll get new versions of Invasion. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be cool. I don't know what it'll be necessarily, but we could see different bosses. Maybe Thanos is like orchestrating something. Maybe a different person comes in and orchestrates something. But I fully expect that sort of thing to continue over time. I think that, depending how it's set up, there's a lot of people saying how they did not like the fact that they couldn't get into level 5 of Invasion. I was a little torn on that. I'm not going to lie. Like, I wouldn't mind if they could get in, but maybe there was a DPS check in there. So it's like, look, maybe if they're a really elite player and they can get through it, they could do it. So, the power requirements, I understand why the gaming company might not, because then you'd get maybe some super heavy, heavyweights carry a bunch of people in there and they're not necessarily looking for that because, like we've talked before, the game's not free to make. So they do want people to spend money. So, I don't know. So we'll see how that shakes out. I don't hate it, but I do get where some people are frustrated by not being able to get in. But the game mode. So I want alliances. I've talked about this. I think Halfson and I talked about it in a different video. What's the point of them, right now? So I want some sort of like, my alliance and I are going to do this together. Dark Zone is just not that. We do that. The time is not worth it, going in there for the rewards. I'll get to that a little later, but it's really for camaraderie. We just to talk, we have an hour a day that we just hang out and shoot the breeze and, go kill bosses. Sometimes there's PvPing going on, which can add a fun dynamic, but we really need an alliance mode that's like, you do this with your alliance. Otherwise, you can't do it. So get your alliance in this mode together and go do it. Now, Half Send has kind of talked about a little bit of a dungeon crawler a little bit and flew around. Like, I'm in this area now, like for Sakaar. Like, so if I'm looking at, and it's beautiful, right? It's already made. It's great. If I go to Midgardia, and there's you could make this, or a certain part of this, a dungeon crawler where you have to go through here, pull mobs in a certain way where you've got a tank. Captain America could be a bit more useful, you know, and you've got to go through here and beat things, and you've got some mini bosses along the way just until you get to like the big boss, you know what I mean? And you can run it, you know, once or twice a day or whatever it might be, and or maybe 3 times a day for rewards. And you know, then if you want to run it with friends, you know, whatever. Like, to me, it's like, okay, now that's not specific to Alliance, but you're more likely to run with your Alliance mates because you're on voice chats, whatever. So I would like to see that done. You know, a Sakaar, you could do it in Midgardia. There's a ton of awesome maps there where you could just roll around a little bit. Any sort of PvP type concept, you know, where it's like you can, you know, look, you can queue into a Mega War now, but you know, it's the max is 4, you know what I mean? And you're going to get random other people, right? And the other team's going to be a random other people. So it's like, depending how that shakes out, it's not necessarily an indication of how you're doing as an alliance. So I would love to see that. Additionally, you know, the Omega Flight server, it really needs to be able to have some cross-server play, you know, cross-server queuing. The rewards can stay wherever they need to stay. You know, I'd even like to see, you know, some, depending on how the populations or some servers, you know, we'll see how those go. But I am happy. I will say that I am happy that they had so many servers out there to start, so that way the gameplay could be good. And if they have to do anything from there, whether it's expand or contract, you know, that they can go ahead and do that. And hopefully the game continues to grow and that they, you know, expand further and further. But I do think that at this point, I mean, there are people on the Omega Flight server who have gotten as big as some of these soft launch players since global. So it's kind of like, all right, guys, I think that we're finally at the point now where we can kind of get some of that cross action going. But you know, the dungeon crawler for me is the biggest thing. The PvP, of course. You know, with these game modes, Spec Ops, it is definitely, it's sort of the joke in the Alliance right now where some people are like, I didn't even run Spec Ops this week. Now, I need to run it every week for the Sin Particles for crafting, but, or each day as best I can. I'm not necessarily as worried about the ranking, but I do it for the Sin Particles because I need it to craft. But I will say that between Spec Ops and Invasion, that I'd like to see them rotate those game modes, you know, and then put the Sin Particles in as rewards in Invasion, because I just think between the two, it is a little bit much there. But I do like, you know, the game modes, but I can see where people are just like, I'm over Spec Ops, I'm not running this anymore. It's like, yeah, it's not the most fun thing in the world. So, and they don't, or maybe they have those 3 areas that they've got now, or 4, whatever it is, and then add, you know, a few more. So they've got a new Spec Ops. Maybe that's the way they're going to do it. We'll see. So I do like that. Now, there is another thing that I would like for them to see. I'm going to show you this. There's been some bugs in the game. I was running with Cindy the other day. She's a storm. The whirlwind. She'll go up, she'll spin, but not send any whirlwinds out. Now, we tried to record this, and of course, Murphy's Law, they worked every time. So, but I do have a video of Doctor Strange, and it's specific to Yag's Doctor Strange, where it looked like his Book of Ashanti just didn't work. I know for me, you just saw my, what's it called, Deluge. There's sometimes Black Widow will just spin and nothing comes out. You know, so it's like, okay, so there's some bugs in the game with certain abilities that are not working. So I'll bring up this video that I show you of the Yags, and you'll see where, you know, his Book of Ashanti, and I believe it's Invasion, where it just doesn't work. Okay, so this is a bit grainy, but you'll be able to hear a little bit of this. So he's gonna say you're gonna see it right now.
Coming right now.
See where you
Okay.
see?
All right, so he just hit it. So you see how the green's popping up? He should be shooting like some additional green like discs out here, but watch what happens. Yep.
He just put his hand up, nothing happened.
Oh yeah, that's. And you heard even Cindy say it there.
See it coming right now.
See where you
Okay,
see?
yep.
He just put his hand up, nothing happened.
Oh yeah, that's super ignorant self. That's the yes. So it's kind of like, you know, there are bugs like this in the game, where.
Okay,
yep.
He just
So it just sat there. There was green there, and it was kind of like, okay, and what's going on? So I do hope that some bug fixes like this. I do think these are the sort of the most important bug fixes in the game, because when people cannot get their, you know, abilities off, especially in stuff that's got rankings, it's PvP, you know, that's going to be really frustrating, you know, and the people, whether they're spenders or not, they're spending time. You're going to aggravate spenders even more because they're saying, I'm paying for this. I expect it to work. Right, so that's one thing that I definitely want to see. Star-Lord, good lord, good lord, good lord. Make this man a Star-Lord. Okay, not a joke lord. You know what I mean? He's a jester lord at this point. I know some people, I've been talking some of the videos where I've asked them to comment below with Star Lord, and they did say that they have some people on their particular server who are Star Lords and are at top. So maybe some servers, depending on population and size, the Star Lords are doing okay. If you've got a Star Lord build that you're finding is crushing it, please post it below or put it in the Discord, because I'd love to see if I can get some folks to also try it out and say, hey, look, guys, you're just building Star-Lord wrong. But I do think that he needs some love. Dark Zone. All right, so, leveling in Dark Zone. No, just no. Let's get something done there. We really just don't. The answer is no, right? We don't. It's not working. I do think that an hour at this point is way too long for that zone. I'd say 30 minutes. I'd add some sort of PvP thing for your alliance, and then shrink down the time required, or the time you can go into Dark Zone. So that way you can get your PvP fill as a group and alliance, but you can also get 30 minutes a day, go into Dark Zone, get your cards, have some fun with your alliance mates, and then have your PvP, stuff later, right? So that's kind of, I'd like to see that. One of the things there too, and a shout out to Cookies on this one, but they double, so we got to level 110, right? And then we got, from Dark Zone, we've got the 110 badges that you can get, which cost double the amount of the 100s, but we don't get any more of the currency. So basically we're now getting less badges with the same amount of invested time, which feels bad. So I hope they recognize, I'd like for them to do either increase the currency or something on that. It just doesn't make sense, because I get that they should be rare, but it's like, okay, I'm now getting half as many badges. It's, and when you do get one, it's typically not even the right stats. I don't think I've gotten one 110 outside of the invasion badges. I haven't gotten one 110 badge or even 105 badge that I've been like, I'm going to equip this, right? The other thing is, this is my soapbox that please everybody get on this train. Please, I'm sure you're already on it. Omega card loadouts. That's simple, right? I want a loadout when I go to my Omega cards. So clipping this in, so Omega card loadouts, I realized that I had the Yags video frozen there. Sorry about that. So Omega card right here. So when you're in here, let's get these, right? Give me three loadouts in here. So 1 for whatever game mode, 2 for whatever game mode, 3 for whatever, whatever super villain damage, PvE, PvP, whatever it might be, right? And then we already know that, in these other sections that we've got, 1, 2, 3 right here for whatever game mode you want. We also have it for our skills where you can do 1, 2, 3. Now, and then on this main page, you've got this, this 1 here. What I'd like to have it happen is like what I'm talking about here is like, so, I've got whatever number, I've got, Omega cards and, skills and, cards or badges, whatever, right? So each one of those has a 1, right? Each one of those has a 1. And then, so when I click 1 on this screen, it ties to the 1 from each one of the other loadouts that I've got, right? If I go to 2 on this main screen, it goes to the 2 that I've got in each one of these loadouts. 3 goes to 3. You guys get the idea, right? So that, I really, really want and need that, oh my God, so badly. And one other spot that I'd really like to have some loadouts as well, specializations. I'd really like to have 1, 2, 3 in here. I get that they want us to pay for unequipping these, but no, just no. Stop with that. No. The other stuff that I wanted to mention here is that the crafting. Are we going to get the crafting for badges? I know that was talked about in the blog. I've personally been saving these. I've got, I put them a lot, and this is what all my what are they, alts have been used for at this point, but I'm keeping all my 4s and up. You know what I mean? Even if I know I'm not going to use them, I'm keeping them. And once this, you can see this is full, I've got to take a bunch of these and go drop them on my other tunes. So I highly recommend doing that. I would make sure that you've got them saved. I think at some point in the near future, they're probably going to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't. We'll keep our fingers crossed on the RNG. That's one thing with some of the stuff coming. I hope that it's not crazy RNG. I think it probably will be, sadly, but it sort of is what it is. So that's what I got. I'd love to see what happens this week. I want to know what you guys are probably most excited for. Again, I'm still enjoying the game, but I still got 2 tunes I got to level. That's where I'm at. And, you know, in Magic, we don't even know when she's coming yet, right? So appreciate you guys stopping by. Like I mentioned, the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, notification bells. Subscribe if you like. And until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.